Hello, friends. Very sorry for the very, very long delay in getting a new video posted up. Uh, just a lot of changes, a lot of stuff going on in my personal life, professional life, all of that. And just had the videos had to take a second seat, unfortunately. None of it really had to deal with COVID, uh, just life in general. Uh, the video I want to make today is about COVID, just and not on the medical aspect of it per se. I'm not going to make any medical diagnoses or anything of that nature. I want to talk about the people that have been involved in all of this: the doctors, the politicians, mainstream media, all of that. So very different from the medical stuff of it. I don't know if any of you watching this know, but the doctor that made the prediction that the 2 million deaths if we didn't do the lockup or lockdown, and is a person by the name of Dr. Ferguson. Unfortunately, I cannot remember his first name, but if you Google it, it is there. I want to say Greg, but I'm guessing that's not correct because he is Scottish. But he has a program that has been used by governments that included the bird flu, swine flu, and now, of course, COVID. And the big thing that I want to say about this man is that all of his predictions have been wrong. And I don't mean just wrong, I mean majorly wrong. Lots of issues with his numbers, the fact that he does not allow other scientists, doctors to actually look at his program, do not allow them to look at his data. There's no peer review on it, which is incredibly unique in the world of science. In the fact that peer review is what is used to essentially justify your existence, yet this man is not allowing this to happen. So it brings up the point that all of these governments, not just the United States, but Great Britain, most European nations, have used his numbers to justify locking down societies and essentially destroying them and destroying the economies. And he's been wrong in every sense of the word, and the fact that he is not peer reviewed, and all of this happened because of this man making these predictions and governments using them, knowing that his past predictions have been wrong. It's just amazing that this continues to keep happening. Literally, the American economy has pretty much been decimated. I'm not going to say it was destroyed because I don't think it has been. If we reopen, we will see the economy bounce back. We will see some jobs come back. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see all jobs come back. That is not going to happen. And that's really sad because it should happen. But it's not going to. And that is sad, and it's because of this doctor. This is a man that said we need to lock down societies. Everybody needs to stay home and not interact with anybody who had his mistress come over to his house, not once but twice, so they can hook up, telling us that we have to behave ourselves. We have to follow his guidelines, and he is not following his own guidelines. It's just sad, and the fact that I'm sure if something like this happens in the future, we will use government, and I should say we, by meaning his governments, will continue to use his numbers without any verification of them, without any access to the data, nothing. and he's going to do this again. It's just amazing to me, and I just can't imagine it happening again, but I know it will, and we will end up like this again, and it will be because of this doctor. I really want to talk about the politicians just because we've seen what has happened. We've all seen it. It's just amazing that these politicians, mainly Republicans, but mainly Democrats, but some Republicans have acted as poorly as the Democrats. But let's admit it, mainly the Democrats have acted in just an absolute tyrannical fashion. We can mention Governor Whitmer. She is the biggest offender, I think. But you also have the mayor of Los Angeles, Garcetti, who is saying that LA and LA County is not going to reopen fully until there is a vaccine. The loss of civil liberties in cities like New York State, it's just amazing. And this has happened in Republican-held jurisdictions as well, and it's not just a Democrat issue, but the majority of the problems have happened in Democrat society or Democrat jurisdictions and Democrat states. And I think it's only going to get worse as these governors do not want to relinquish the power or give the power back to the people that they have taken. And I think that is the main reason for what Garcetti has done. He keeps extending it. Whitmer, I think literally we are going to start seeing her trying to remove more rights. Specifically, she's already said that churches cannot hold services. So there we go, the suppression. And it's mainly Christian churches, Christian and Jewish churches, but so has de Blasio in New York, and so has Cuomo in New York State. But I think Whitmer is going to be the first to go after the Second Amendment. And I think we are going to really see that happen within the next couple of weeks, if not the next couple of days, as she is getting more and more upset about the people showing up, pro-Second Amendment people showing up to businesses in order to, what they say, defend them against the police and the government overreach. Now, understand I am very pro-Second Amendment, and I mean very pro-Second Amendment. But I think going to businesses and standing outside of them with firearms, essentially daring the police to say, or daring the police to come and take their firearms or to close the businesses, is right now just asking for a confrontation that the Democrats want in order to steal our weapons. So remember that. But we were also seeing people like Pelosi when the first couple of aid packages were being passed, and her holding those up because she wanted to add more pork to those bills. And the worst part is the Republicans actually went along with them. Some of those pork that she wanted to have added, and now she's put out her own bill for, I believe it's $1.7 trillion. So essentially more than all the other bills put before combined is what she's shooting for. And essentially the majority of it is going to be for state bailouts, especially her pet Democrat states where the pension plans and things of that nature are underfunded. She also has a lot of money going towards hiring illegal aliens, as well as allowing more illegal aliens into the states. And my personal opinion is for vote grabs, because we know the Dems are big on allowing illegal immigrants to vote. So that is, I mean, and it's not just Pelosi. Let's talk about Chuck Schumer. And his whole attack on the Republicans and conservatives, and then Schiff, holding hearings essentially again for more impeachment, more drive for impeachment against Trump, and we know that's what he's going for because he said it. So to me, this whole thing just stinks of a Dem power grab. And I'm not saying that they're responsible for it, because they're not, and that's just a given. We know they're not. I'm not even saying that essentially we know China is responsible for it, but do I think they purposely did it? No. I do think that they did it. They didn't release the information, all of that, but that's coming up. But we are seeing that they are, like that was said in the Obama administration, don't let a crisis go to waste. And the Democrats are jumping on this crisis, and they are doing what they can to seize power and to destroy our rights as citizens. And it's very disconcerting to see that, because it is what they are doing, and it's just amazing that they are doing it. So, and it's amazing that I don't want to say amazing. I don't think we are going to get the majority of these rights back. I think we are going to see an end of a lot of rights that have been grabbed by Democrats, and the stuff that they have taken from us, we are not going to get back. At least not in the way that they were before they took them. I think we're going to see a lot of changes to free speech, to public gatherings, all of that stuff, and it's because we are not going to fight for them again, and that is a problem that we're going to have to deal with. Mainstream media has been complicit with this. They are actively supporting these Democrat governors. They have taken the White House COVID-19 briefings and stopped showing them. I'll accept for Fox News. I will give Fox News that, but let's admit it, Fox News is not exactly conservative anymore. There are conservative people on Fox News, but the station or the network itself is not conservative. But mainstream media, CNN, MSNBC, NBC, CBS, ABC, they are not showing the president's press briefings, but they are showing Cuomo's press briefings. They are showing the Democratic side, but not the Republican side, or not Trump's side or that. And that is why you are seeing Cuomo taking huge leaps and bounds in popularity stats and all of that, and Trump has been going down. And that is on purpose. They know Biden is not going to be able to beat Trump. They know Biden is probably going to end up withdrawing, especially with all the political stuff going on, and that's not what I'm going to talk about now. But so they are putting Governor Cuomo into a position where he can slot into Cuomo's or into Biden's spot as the Democratic presidential nominee. And they are getting away with it because everybody's so afraid of COVID and COVID-19. And unfortunately, when the president's message is not being heard, all we are getting is one side, and that's what they want. The last thing I want to talk about are the people. There are people out there who are saying enough is enough. We want our rights back. We want to open our businesses. We want to open the economy up again. We want to get back to work. It is mainly the leftists, Holly weirdos, who are saying, no, let's not do this. Now, of course, the Holly weirdos are sitting in their multi-million-dollar mansions. They don't have to worry about feeding their families. They don't have to worry about if they have enough money to survive what's going on. They don't have to deal with all of this. It's the people like you and me who are being impacted by this, and let's be realistic, we are not all the same. We are not all in this together. Arnold Schwarzenegger sitting in his hot tub with his goat and his dog and all of that is not in the same boat as I am. They are not in the same boat as and I'm not even in the same boat as somebody who is working from home. I am currently unemployed right now. So all this we're in this together is BS. It's not true. It's annoying to hear. But saying that, I do want to say that we have to remember that we are hurting our cause, we are hurting Trump's cause if we show up to functions looking like a paramilitary group saying we're not going to let the governor close this. That's not the way to do it. If you do want to protest that, yes, do that, but don't show up looking like a military person. You're not. Let's be rational about this. Protest it. Yes, show up there. Tell the cops, no, you're not going to do this, and risk being arrested. That's fine. I'm for that. I want that to happen, especially if you can afford to be arrested. If you can afford to take that risk. Unfortunately, I am applying for jobs, so I cannot afford that. I wish to God I could. There are so many things I wish I could do. So we need to know that, but I do want everybody to know that we have to do that. There has to be some discourse. I have reached out to my governor in my state saying, hey, you need to reopen this. This stuff that you're doing does not make sense. Now, of course, he's a Democrat, so he's not going to listen to me. And unfortunately, I live not in a Democrat city, but it's a smaller city that is following the Democrat mayor's guidelines, which is absolutely idiotic because we are not that city. But saying that, it is, amazing that we are doing that, and I have reached out to my local mayor saying, hey, come on, dude, this is not our city. This is not that city. Let's do our own thing. Come on. You have access to the health department. Let's figure out to do it on our local basis. And if something happens, fine, but let's at least be independent of the city. But of course, he doesn't seem to be listening to me on that either. So again, more of us have to be heard. More of us has to say it. But I'm saying let's be smart about it. Let's not show up openly challenging the government to physically come after us, because that is not going to accomplish anything. That's just going to make the situation worse. And I don't want that. I do not want that at all. So it is right for us to dispute this, and I do want that. But do not show up with firearms. That's just going to end badly, and it's going to really just blow this up. Do I think a revolution is going to happen? No, not over this. Not unless our rights. If the government says, well, we're not going to do this, or we're going to keep the lockdown going, maybe. But as more and more states are starting to say, okay, let's open up, let's be smart about it, let's get things going again, do I think they will do that? No. Now, if LA continues to keep the lockdown, or Michigan, continues to keep the lockdown in effect, could something happen? Yes, most definitely. Am I advocating for that? No. But it could happen, and truthfully, I think if it does happen, I might have to go join them in overthrowing a tyrannical governor. Will I go armed? Probably not. Will I go up to protest? Yes. Will I do that kind of stuff? Yes. In that case, I think I would have to make a stand. But again, we're not at that point yet, and I do not advocate for that at this point. Let me know what you think. Just remember, we have to fight for our rights, and there are a lot of things going on where we are losing our rights, and we need to be aware of that, and we need to be thinking about that. And I want everybody to be thinking about that, just because it is big now. And right now it looks like rights are coming back to the majority of states, the majority of cities. It might be slow. It's certainly slower than I want, especially with the facts that we know now, how wrong the Dr. Ferguson was, how dangerous COVID was. And I'm not minimizing the danger of COVID, but it certainly was overblown by everybody, Republican and Democrat alike. We also have to watch at what the Democrats are doing, because I do think, especially the congressional, at the federal level, the congressional and senatorial Democrats are doing some very shady things, and if that, I think that will be for another video down the road. Probably within the next couple of days, as I am right now waiting to actually start a new job. But right now I am unemployed, so that we will see how that goes. But I do want to talk about that, especially some of this stuff. Pelosi is pulled, Schumer's pulled, and Schiff is pulled. But I do want to keep this one fairly short. It's not as short as some of my others. But remember, stay strong. Put on the armor of God. Fight back when you need to, when we need to, but be smart about how we fight back. We don't need a revolution yet. And that's all I'm saying, yet. But stay strong, put on the armor of God, and fight back. Stand up for your rights. It is essential that we do that, because we have lost some of them, and I don't know if we're going to get that back. Stay strong, my friends. Give me comments, give me feedback. Let me know what you think. Thank you very much.